Okay, so the board challenge beginner week 4. So we have a function called how is the weather, and that has two arguments defined as temp and cloudy, and then we are returning a ternary that is going to evaluate whether the weather is nice or not nice. And now if we invoke the function, we are going to see if there are any syntax errors. So let's say temp is a number, 23, and cloudy, true. So if we run this, right, okay, it's going to not nice. So let's say 16. Okay, so now we have a syntax error because nice is written as a variable. So it's going to look for the variable with the name nice, and it's not defined because we didn't define it anywhere. So in order to make it work, we have to write it as a string. And now if we check again, it should work. So nice. Okay. So the first error was this, that if we run it on the DevTools, we would see it. Then there's also an elegance thing that we could improve, a semicolon here. It's not going to break the code, but it would make it nicer to read. And also, right now, we are returning something. So the syntax at least is working. But we need to check if it's doing what we are expecting it to do. So this function should tell us if the weather is nice. If the temperature is minus 116, that is going to be, I don't know, beyond freezing. If we run it, it's going to still be nice. So that's not nice. So how can we fix that? Can someone tell me?
So we can add a return statement. The second condition for before the or operator in parentheses, so we can.
So before the open,
Yes.
like this.
Yes.
Huh?
So we can set one more condition for the temperature with an and like as a logical operator with an and statement. Yeah. So if the temperature is in this case less than 18, but we can, if we want warm weather, I would do it between, so more than 18
Okay.
and less after the end statement if temperature is less than 40 degrees if it's Celsius.
Less than 40 degrees. Okay, so 10.
35. No, 38.
Okay.
38 would be
So-
really good. 40 is a bit.
Less than 38 then. Okay.
Yes.
So now, at least this part, we could say it's accurate. But what about if this part, imagine we say, is it cloudy? Yes. With this return, I don't know. Let me check with 26 degrees. Oh, sorry, 26 degrees. Will this return nice or not nice?
We'll return nice in this case.
Okay. And is that accurate or not? Because right now it's cloudy.
Yeah.
Could be a hurricane. and the weather is not nice.
So if we change the logical operator between the closing parentheses and not cloudy to n instead of or?
You mean here?
Yes.
Okay. So we do this. Now it should be accurate.
Yes.
So not nice. Yeah. And now if is cloudy is false,
Yeah.
then it should be nice. Yeah, nice. Okay. So there is another thing we could improve in relation with semantics.
Temperature instead of temp.
Exactly. So if we write temperature, this is more English, more readable, and like no one has to assume anything because it's that. Temp could be temporary or who knows what else, or maybe you assume that it's obvious, but other person when reads the code will assume something different. So if we are specific and we make the code readable, better. It's not going to break it because it's going to work, but it's a good practice. And yeah, so for this beginner challenge, well, there's one more thing. Yeah, some of you told me, and it's right. The cloudy would be more accurate if we call it is cloudy, because either is cloudy or not. We are just evaluating a boolean.
And here's an idea: if we put instead of temperature, temp, if we measure in Celsius degrees, if we can put a temp in Celsius, then they will know.
But we don't know if they are measuring it in Celsius or Fahrenheit, so because we don't know,
Yeah.
like
It's not Fahrenheit.
If it's Fahrenheit, then I mean, it's good to know if you're gonna use the data. I mean, in this case, it's fine, but to use temperature. But if you like work for weather, weather research center, it should be like precise if it's like in
Yes.
Celsius or Fahrenheit.
but then you would have to ask for more specific requirements, for more information, because you don't know. So in this case, because we don't know and we are living here and we use Celsius, so we'll leave it like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so next board challenge, the intermediates. So let me check first that it's like what was on the screen on the board. I think it is, yes, because when each time I run it, DevTools saves the snippet, so I have to check. So to start, we have this error here, unexpected identifier. So means that something in the syntax is not right. So can someone tell me what is not right there, please?
Instead of and as a word, it's and as an operator.
Very well. So we fix this and in JavaScript doesn't exist. In other languages it does, but not in JavaScript. So and in JavaScript is 2 ampersands. Okay, at least now we don't have any syntax errors, so we can try to invoke the function. So tricky. And okay, so now we have 2 parameters defined and we don't have any other information, so they could be anything. So let's pass 2 values. I don't know which 2 values do I pass.
Two
2
numbers.
2 numbers. Which numbers? I don't know. 34
And
That you want.
minus 12.
minus 12. Okay, so 2 numbers. So when we are using logical operators or Boolean operators, when we have a value, depending on the type of the value, we can say that the value is either truthy or falsy. if the value is going to be evaluated as if it would be true, it's truthy. Otherwise, it's falsy. But it's not the same as saying that the value is true or false. True or false are booleans. It's the type of the value. So, for instance, in this case, puzzle is a number and it's going to be evaluated as true. So it's truthy, but it's not true. It's 34. Does everyone understands that? Okay. So in JavaScript we have mainly 6 falsy values that are 0. Actually, I tried to write all of them in the function to make it to show it to you. So 0, null, undefined, not a number, and false, and empty string. But there is other falsy value that is like this, 0 n, 0 n. And this, if we check the type of this value, is big int. And this is basically a huge number, a number that is beyond the safe maximum number that JavaScript can work with. So a really huge number that probably we are not going to need to use. But if we try to find whether this is true or false, so if we do like this, for instance, if we put the not operator before, it's going to give us the opposite. So with the not false is going to be true. So this means that it's falsy. Okay, so basically are these 6 ones, but it's nice to know that there is another one, a weird one. So knowing this, if we call the function like this, it's going to return. So let's go step by step. First of all, easy. What is easy going to be? Someone wants to tell me?
It's a variable with a logic.
Yes, it's a variable, but what will it be equal to?
Oh,
True.
True. Okay. So if we do null or true, this is true. There is a rule of thumb that is when you have many values separated by an OR, it's going to return either the first. So this is going to go from left to right, and it's going to evaluate each value trying to convert it to a boolean. So if the value is truthy, it's going to return it. So it's going to return the first truthy or the last falsy. And we have the OR operator. We have null or true. So in this case, the first truthy value to be found is the value true. So that's why we have true. And instead of true, it was 23, it would be 23. Or if we had it, so false, another one, and 23, still 23. Another example. So if I put it here, 23, we see it's going to evaluate first value, is it true, is it truthy, then it will return it. Is it falsy? Next one. Is it falsy or truthy? Is it falsy? Then next one. If all values are falsy, for instance empty string, it's going to return the last falsy because it evaluated if all the values and it didn't find any truthy value, so it will return the last one that of course is falsy because it couldn't find any truthy. And the same thing but reversed is for the AND operator. So if we have, let me clear the console, we have let's say again 23 and 24, 34 and true and false. So it's going to evaluate to look for falsy values, and as soon as it finds a falsy value, it's going to return it. If the false value is the first, for instance, if I delete this and I write it here, it's going to stop there. False. So this is called a short circuit evaluation, because once it evaluates what it's looking for, it's going to stop looking and it's going to ignore the rest of the chain of logical operators. Okay. So knowing that, now we can try to solve this. So in this case, easy, we agreed that was going to be true, because null or true is true. So it's true. So let's write a comment. Easy equals true. Sorry, like this, equals true. Next line, not so easy. What is not so easy? Does someone want to do it? No one?
Yeah, it's a short circuit evaluation.
Yes?
Formed out of two elements. The first one is a short circuit evaluation as well. Two elements and a logical operator or comparing them. So puzzle negative, we decided for puzzle that has a truthy value, so negative will be falsy.
Okay, so wait, let's check that. So we have not puzzle, puzzle was 34.
Yeah.
So not puzzle, that is false, or not false, that is true, is going to return the last truthy value.
Truthy value, which is true.
Sorry, the first truthy value to be found. Yes.
Yes.
So true.
Which
So
is true. And
Uh-huh.
then the second,
so now we have true and
and the second element is puzzle.
yes, that
which
is
true as well.
Is-
This takes the
What's the number?
value of 34.
okay.
So it has a truthy value.
Okay.
So it will return true.
So it will return.
So the value will be not so easy. Will return true and true. Will be it will return 34. Yes.
It will return
And
34
itself, yes.
because truthy is not a value. Truthy means that it's going to be evaluated as if it's true,
Yes.
but the value is 34. So it's going to return 34. So now not so easy is sorry 34. 34. Okay, so now we can see what this is going to return. So riddle is minus 12, that is truthy, truthy, and so minus 12, and riddle, and puzzle, that is 34, that is truthy as well. So it's going to return the last truthy, because the AND operator is going to look for the first falsy value, and if it doesn't find any falsy value, it's going to return the last one, that it's truthy. So 34, is it true or false?
True.
So it's truthy as well. So the condition,
You will execute the first
so wait,
expression. of
so
the-
this is going to be 34, like this, and then next line we have easy or false. Easy was true,
Yeah.
so we have true or false. This is going to be true.
Yeah.
So basically, using the same logic, true is the first truthy value to be found. So that's why it's stopping there. And now we have true and solved. And can someone tell me what this is going to return?
Return solved.
Solved. Yes, because
Solved as a string, as a truth value. And you return the AND operator, logical operator will return the last truthy value. So the element with the last
we'll look for falsy values, and if there is not any falsy value, it will return the last one that is truthy, because all of them are truthy. Okay, next line. So solved. Not the next line. We finished. It's returned solved. What I did on the board with you, I went through each scenario. Like in this case, we have truthy and truthy. Yeah, I'll do it. So let's do, for instance, falsy and falsy. Easy is going to still be the same. Not so easy. Does someone want to tell me what is not so easy? So first we have
will be not so easy will be 0.
okay. So first we have not puzzle, that is not 0, that is true, or not false, that is true. So true or true is going to be true, and then we have true and 0 is going to so the AND operator is going to look for any falsy values, and it's finding a falsy value in puzzle, so it's going to return puzzle, so it's going to be 0. So not so easy is going to be 0. You want me to check it or to go on? I can check it if you want. Let's go. Okay. So riddle and puzzle. Riddle is 0, puzzle is 0. So it's going to return 0. And this is going to be evaluated as false. So when we have a ternary and we have a false, what do we do next? What is before the colon or after the colon? After the colon. Okay. So we go to this part, this expression. This is a falsy value, and falsy value. So we know for sure that this is going to be false. So we go to line 9. Not so easy. Not so easy was 0. So 0 and not 23. Not 23 is false, because 23 is truthy, but we are negating it. It's going to be false. So false or empty array, that is truthy. So false or empty array is going to be empty array. But in this case, because we have the 0, we are going to stop here. So what we will have returned, we did everything right, will be 0. Let me do it. Yeah, 0. Okay, next scenario. We have 1, 0. So what? Not so easy in this case. We changed puzzle, so it's going to be different. What would it be in this case? Someone else, a part of Florin and Octavian, please. Chuck.
Yes.
what is going to be not so easy?
Okay, what are we passing through? 1 and 0?
Yes.
Yes.
Give me a second. It's 1.
It's 1. Okay, so we are going to evaluate it. So if we do, first we have not puzzle, that is, so puzzle is 1, is truthy, but if we negate it, it's going to be false. False or not false, that is true. False or true, we're going to have true. True and puzzle is going to be true and 1. So we have the AND operator that is going to be looking for a falsy value, and if it doesn't find anyone, it's going to return the last truthy. So it would return 1. Yes. So not so easy. 1. So now we can keep with the flow of the function. So riddle is going to be 0, sorry, and puzzle is going to be 1, and this is going to be the first falsy because we have the AND operator. So this is going to be 0. 0. Is this going to be true or false? False. Very well. So if it's false, we jump to which line? 7. Okay. So this expression, all are falsy values. So if we didn't have this, it would return null because the OR operator looks for truthy values, and if it doesn't find any truthy values, it's going to return the last one, that is falsy, of course. So false is going to jump to which line?
Second one.
9. So 9. We have not so easy, that is 1, and not 23 or empty array. So truthy is going to, did the AND operator find any falsy values? Not yet. So it's going to evaluate this part. So this is not 23, that is false, or empty array, that is truthy. So what is it going to return? Sorry? Empty array. Okay. So we had 1 and empty array. What is this going to be in the end? Empty array. Yes. Let's check it. And yeah, that's here we go. Empty array. Last scenario. Or I think I did all of them already, right? Did I? Okay.
That's the last one.
Yeah. Did I 3?
Yes.
I did 3. So I did 1 0, and now maybe I have to do 0 1, or falsy falsy.
We got already puzzle, return, solved, and now the empty array.
Okay, but what I mean is I did the first time it was 2 truthy values.
Yes.
Then I did 2 falsy values.
Yeah.
Now I did 1 0, and now we have left 0 1, right?
Yeah.
Or did I do it already?
No.
Okay, so 0 1 1. This is the last one. So easy is going to be the same because it doesn't depend on the arguments. So it's going to be true. Not so easy. We have riddle, that is 1, and puzzle, that is 0. Is looking for a falsy value. Did it find any falsy value? No. So next value. Puzzle. Is it falsy? Yes. So it's going to be 0. 0. Is it truthy or falsy? Falsy. So to which line is it going to jump now?
Second line, line 7.
7. Okay. So this is the same as before. It's null. That is going to be true or false?
False.
When it's evaluated. False. So not so easy. Then we have not so easy is 1. Is it? Did we do the? Yeah. Okay. So not so easy is 1 and not 23 or empty array. So if we did it right, if we didn't jump any step, this should return empty array, right? Because this is 1 and this is going to be empty array. So 1 and empty array, empty array. But I think we probably missed something, because this is not going to return empty array. It's going to return 0.
No, this is because the
Not so easy.
not so easy.
Yes, I think it's that.
It's true or true, which is true, and 0, so it returns to 0.
So not so easy is going to be not puzzle. That is
True or true.
not 0, it's true, and true is going to be true or true is going to be true. True and 0 is going to be 0. That's what is wrong. Yes. So now this is going to return 0. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? No, I think it's already. Okay, so I'll leave it here. So I'll stop streaming.